Well, now we have all three boxes on the progression filled out. It's kind of messy and it doesn't look really neat, or at least mine doesn't. So I want to remind you that I'm working on, oops, wrong one. I have multiple here. So I was working on the progression for merging onto traffic, right? So we're merging onto traffic, changing lanes, all of that at 55 miles per hour. And so what I've done is I'm going to share with you is I took kind of all those skills, all those chicken scratches of things from unpacking my standard and then placing them in box 1 and box 2 and box 3. And then I turned that into more of a narrative that looks a little bit more like a progression that you could follow maybe a little bit easier. And this one is nice and typed out. I want to explain this to you. So what I did, let's just take a second here and look at that, is I took those skills and basically you can follow the skill across. So I had the 1, the 2, the 3, and what I noticed was some skills I had a 1 and a 3, or some skills I had just a 2. And so when I went in and typed it and created it more like a narrative, you'll see that there is a clear progression of steps for each of those skills. Let's look at this. So student is able to identify rules of the road and merging situations. Started with identify. Now they're able to use speed to merge onto the highway following the rules of the road. Now we're progressing through that to our mastery level of saying they can use time and speed to merge on to the highway at 55 miles per hour. Here they were using their mirrors, locating positions of vehicles on the road and staying in their lane. Now they're going to start noticing the body language of people and vehicles. And then here they're able to anticipate and prepare for a variety of scenarios while merging onto a highway. So in order to be able to do this, you have to be able to use your mirrors to locate the positions of the cars. You have to stay in your lane as appropriate. You need to be able to navigate what the body language of cars and vehicles is telling you in order to be able to hit this level of mastery. Now, here, when we're starting out, you can probably remember it. And if you've taught kids how to drive, you know they keep large gaps between vehicles, like very large gaps. And now as they progress, they're starting to use appropriate distances between vehicles. And then at mastery level, they're defensively using speed to create gaps between vehicles. So larger gaps or smaller gaps, and being able to navigate when they can slip in a gap for merging if there's the size of the gap between vehicles. So do you see how I just did that? I took all of the skills that we had on the sheet, and then I sort of started sorting them out, and then saw if I had any gaps on my progression, and then I made it a narrative. I just wrote it out, what they were able to do, and you can clearly identify, see how we start at one level, go to the next, and go to the next. This isn't easy work, but it's important work. I know you can do it. Just take a few minutes and get started on this. And I can't wait to see what you create. Have a great day.